Hello and welcome back to another video. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get a bit artistic. We're going to make our blue sky background disappear and just make the image look a little bit more pleasing. Now, as far as realism goes, what we're going for in this one is just a more artistic look and a more pleasing look to our image. Okay, so love this photo, captured it perfectly, timing of both the birds flying off at the same time. But to me, the blue sky background does absolutely nothing for this image. So I'm just going to spice it up a little bit and just make it look a little bit more pleasing. So what I've done is essentially we're going to replace our background. What I don't want to do is put in a bright sunset or something very unrealistic. So I have this other image that was taken at the same time on the same day. And what I'm going to do is use some of this foliage. We're going to blur it and put it in the background. Okay, so if you have an image like this where your background does look a bit boring, it's just a plain blue sky, this might come in handy just to sort of spice it up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, this main image here is perfect. I don't need to do anything to this. What I'm going to do is work on my background. Now this image here, not the greatest image of all time, but what I'm looking at is my textures. I've got some out of focus leaves and I'm going to play around with the rest. So first thing I want to do is let's crop the image for starters. I don't need the whole image. Now resolution doesn't matter at all. I'm just going to crop it in. All I really want is this greenery, a little bit of the blue. Press OK. Okay, now another thing I want to do is some of this green here, I want to sort of hide those sticks. So if I just grab my clone stamping tool, make sure my brush is nice and big, and if I hold my Alt key, that will sample the image. So I'm going to sample down here, and I'm just going to paint it up into this corner. Now, because I'm taking this corner, we're just going to keep sampling and just sort of move some of this up to here. Okay, there's a nice little bit of orange there as well that I like. So I might sample that area and just move it up here as well. Okay, so something like that. It can be rough as you like to start with. Okay, now what I'm going to do is come up to my filter. I'm going to come down to blur, and we're going to go to lens blur for this one. So lens blur. Now we have lots of options in the lens blur. When it comes to the source, I just leave that none. We don't need to change that. What I do want to change is my shape. Okay, so these are your blades of your aperture. I just find that having the more blades, so the octagon, we're going to have 8 blades, it will give it a nicer blurry look. Then all we need to do is crank up our radius and you'll see it'll start to blur the whole image and it will give it that out of focus look that I'm looking for. Okay, you can change all your blade curvatures, have a play around, just move these sliders from one side. There's no right way or wrong way. With Photoshop, you do what you want, okay? Do what looks good. Now, to me, it's a bit dull. I'm going to try turning my brightness up. Okay, by turning the brightness up, that just gives it a bit more punch. The threshold takes away the brightness. So I'm going to leave that down. Noise, I don't want to introduce noise. That's what I'm looking for, just a nice blurry out of focus background. I'm going to press OK. So there's our background image. Now we can crop as much as we want. We're not worried about resolution. As you'll see, if I grab this and place it over the top of this image, okay, it's a lot smaller. All we need to do is press Control or Command and T for transform, and then just enlarge our background image until it fits. So somewhere like that, to maybe go just a little bit further than we need to, just so we don't miss any edges. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my background layer, Control or Command and J. That will make a copy of our background and it'll make sense soon. I'm going to click that and drag it on top. Okay, so now we've got our birds on top with the blue sky. Now there's lots of different ways of doing this. Honestly, this is the easiest way. Just come up to your magic wand tool. So the 4th tool down, depending on how you've got Photoshop set up, you may need to right click. It may be on quick selection. If you just right click on that 4th tool, magic wand tool. Now with this tool, up here we've got a tolerance. So with a tolerance of 10, if I was to click on there, it's only going to select whatever color I select. So if I was to select yellow, it's only going to select the yellow. If I select blue, it's going to select the blue. If I was to turn my tolerance up to say 60%, it will then start to go into the birds and find other areas that are similar color. Okay, so just, yeah, be careful with your tolerance. If you go too low, then you will start to get spots in your sky. So if I was to go down to a tolerance of say 0, or well, let's go to 5, okay, and do that, you'll see that there are different shades of blue in the sky, so it's going to pick out different shades. So just play around with your tolerance. This one, it's a very blue sky, so 10 is going to work well. It's selected our birds almost perfectly, does a good job. Now also just keep an eye on this continuous. If you click continuous, what that will do, it will only select areas up until it finds a line. So you'll see that it's selected the blue in the top part, but it hasn't selected the blue underneath. You can hold your shift key and then select other areas, but I find if we just untick that continuous, and then what it'll do, it'll search the whole image for the color that we've selected. Okay, so it works really good if you've got a plain white sky, a plain blue sky. If you've got a sky that's, you know, a very single color, it does a good job. Okay, it's going to miss little spots, but we'll get to that once we start the blend. Now, because we've got our magic wand selected, it also gives us our select and mask option. So I'm going to click on my select and mask option, and these are the settings that I like to use. So feel free to pause the video and have a look exactly what's going on here. But a radius of 2, smoothing at 5, feathering at 1, contrast at 10%. Our shift edge, that will vary. So depending on our image, the shift edge, what that will do is if I go all the way, it'll move the edge of our selection out. If I go the other way, it'll move our selection in. Okay, so because I've selected the blue sky, plus 100 is going to add in more. Where we go into the negative, it's going to take away more. So I find most of the time 0 is pretty good. Like I said, we can tidy this up once we get in there. Next thing, output. Output, select new layer with layer mask. It'll make life easy by having a new layer with a layer mask, and then press OK. Now, as soon as we see it, we can see it's selected the blue sky. All we need to do is invert that mask. So when it's created the mask, it's selected the blue sky as our mask. So what I'm going to do on that layer mask, if I press Control or Command and I for invert, it now inverts our mask. So now it's selected all of the blue, and you'll see there's a few little spots that it's missed, but it's done a good job. Okay, now we've got this layer here. I'm going to delete that. We don't need that anymore. We've got our birds, we've got our background layer, and as you can see, it's already starting to look a little bit nicer. But if we were to zoom in, you're going to see areas around our birds where it's not perfect, okay? And you're never going to get a perfect selection. Photoshop is great with selections, but you're never going to get a perfect selection. So what I like to do, this is where things get a little bit tricky. I'm going to highlight our layer, the background layer, create a mask on that background layer, grab my black brush tool, turn my opacity way down. So we're going to go down to around about 15%, make our brush nice and big, and I'm just going to start to paint around the birds. Okay, so we're bringing in some of that blue sky. Okay, I'm even in this bit here, we can go for complete blue sky down there, and we're just kind of hiding the blend a little bit, just making our brush bigger and smaller. Okay, so then we're almost framing up our image just with some trees in the background. So we've got a bit of both. So there's our original blue sky, and now we've just added a little bit of a frame to our image. So to me, that is a much more pleasing image. Now, would I pass it off as a real image? No, I wouldn't. This is a fine art image, okay? We've created a fine art image, print it out, put it on a wall, put it on a canvas, it's gonna look fantastic. That's a really good technique of just adding a little bit of a frame around your image. So give it a try. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. Possibly another live stream soon. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do whatever you need to do if you want to see more videos like this. So thank you, and I will see you soon.